This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Vikings Skol Gang 365 podcast. I'm your host, D-Roy. Like to get in, break it down for you, what we got on the table. So we got Vikings just signed tight end Robert Tonyan. See, I think it is a good signing because, got Hutch coming back probably mid-October, early November. So you throw a guy like Tonyan in there, that's gonna help out a lot, especially on design run plays. He's a nice blocker. Throw him into the pass game. He can catch a lot of touchdowns. I like the fit. I think he brings a lot of stability at the tight end position. Just until Hawk comes back, and for all we know, he can be that second tight end when Hawk comes back. So I think this is a good signing. That's something that we needed to address was the tight end room, and I think we pretty much hit it right here when we got Robert Tonyan. What's going on out there, everyone? Give it a few minutes to get some people in here. So, what's everyone's thoughts on the Vikings signing Robert Tonyan? You think it's a good signing? Me, I absolutely think it's a great signing. You bring in a guy who's experienced at the position rather than, throw guys that, have been second, third string guys who really to me aren't, who I necessarily trust to get it done. So having a guy like Tunyon lets me know that, he's going to be the security blanket. So I like the signing. I think it's a great signing. All right, so breaking down the 2024 Vikings schedule. So here we have it. Week 1, we go to MetLife. We face the Giants. To me, I think that's going to be a win. So we got week 2 against the 49ers. That's going to be a tough game. Niners are coming off, a great season last season, and to be playing them at home again, it's gonna be tough. We have a record. I think you can tell me if I'm wrong or not, but we have a record since the 90s where they haven't really come in here and beat us at home. So I like our chances here against the 49ers. Both teams are going to be healthy, aside Hawk being out. So then we got week 3. We host the Texans here at US Bank. That's going to be a really tough game. You got CJ Stroud and company coming into town. got Stephon Diggs, who found a new home with the Texans. He's going to be out looking to prove to the Vikings that, you know, last time they faced each other, that was a fluke game. So he's not with Josh Allen anymore. He's not with Buffalo. Found a nice young team that's on the rise in Houston. So I look forward to seeing him be on his best game. Not only that, you got Danielle Hunter coming back. This right here has been pinned on my list for the schedule. This is a game that I really look forward to. Seeing two former Viking players come host. It's going to be a tough game in my opinion. Texans got a nice young quarterback who, to me, in my opinion, he's like going to be the next Lamar Jackson with the way he's going, the way he's playing. I love CJ Stroud. I like what he's done in Houston. But yeah, they got a nice receiving core. They got Joe Mixon now at running back. They shored up the holes in the spots they had on defense. So I look forward to this game because it's going to be a fun matchup. You got two really nice young groups going at each other week 3. So I look forward to that being a fun game. Week 4, we head out to Lambeau. That's going to be another tough game. It's a rivalry game. Packers, Jordan Love. He's another nice young quarterback. He's got a bright future. Packers got a nice receiving core. Went out and got Josh Jacobs, who's easily a top 5 running back in this league. They picked up some nice pieces on defense in the draft. So I look forward to this being a nice matchup. I'm going to try to get out to this game. But yeah, it's going to be a great game. I look forward to seeing the tenacity of this game. It's going to be really, really exciting, and I feel like both teams are going to be on edge. Vikings are looking to prove that they can beat the Packers after this last season. So I look forward to that game. Week 5 versus the Jets in London. This is going to be another great matchup. It's going to be tough. We're going to be out on foreign soil playing the Jets. Hopefully a healthy Aaron Rodgers. They also have a nice receiving core. I love Garrett Wilson. He's a nice receiver. They got a great secondary in Sauce Gardner and company. So I look forward to this being also a great matchup. It's going to be tough. So when we go week 6, we go on a bye. So we're going to have a lot of time to rest, a lot of time to work, a lot of time to get ready. Week 7, we host the Lions. So the Lions come into town. Last season, the Lions did sweep the Vikings. First time in I don't know how long. It was the first time I remembered. Jared Goff just got signed astronomical amount of money. They just gave Amon-Ra St. Brown some money. Interesting to see what they do with Aiden Hutchinson, what contract they have up for Aiden. And also, Vikings are also trying to get a deal worked with Justin Jefferson and Christian Darrisaw. But that's going to be another another tough game. Another rival. Lions are a really good team, both offense and defensively. Um, that's another game that I look for the Vikings trying to get some retribution. You had the Lions come in your house, knock it down your throat. Same with the Packers and the Bears. So I look for that being a fun game, not only at a coaching level but also a players level. Then week 8 we go Thursday night football. We go out for a night game in LA and we see the Rams. That I think the Vikings are gonna, rip the horns off the Rams. I think, lamb chop's gonna be on the grill week 8. The Rams lost a lot of players. So I look for us to go in there, do some damage. Week 9 we face the Colts. I think that's gonna be another win. Right now on paper we look better than Indianapolis. Hopefully Anthony Richardson's fully healthy. Love to see him in action. Last time we faced the Colts, we came back in overtime. So I think this might be a retribution game for the Colts. If I'm not mistaken, they're going to want to, show the Vikings that they ain't no slumps or any pushovers. So that's going to be another great game. I look forward to this game also. I'm going to try to get to this game as well. Week 10, we go down to Duval, down in Jacksonville, going to the Khan household, face the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, Jacksonville Jaguars, they made an interesting move this offseason when they went out and got Mac Jones to be the backup for Trevor Lawrence. I look for this to be another exciting game. This is another young group. Nice young defense they got. They got some playmakers at the receiver position. They got a playmaker at running back. So I look for this to be another tough game, another fun, exciting game. Definitely going to be another one to watch. Then we go week 11. We stay in the South. We go to the Titans. Titans made some moves also. They just signed Tony Pollard. I thought that was a nice upgrade from Derrick Henry. Tony Pollard, I think, is underrated. In my opinion, he's a good back. You throw him in there, you got Will Levis, who's a nice quarterback. They got DeAndre Hopkins, who is on the outs of in this league. I think he's on his final years. But I look for the Titans to give us some problems. Titans have always been powerhouse at defense, but losing Coach Vrabel, we'll have to see what the Titans got this season. I look forward to this game as well. So in week 12, we go out to the Windy City. We're in Chicago, face the Bears, another rival. Bears last year, we went there, tore them apart. They came in our house, tore us apart. So I look forward to this being a nice game as well. The Bears made a lot of great moves this offseason. They went out, they drafted Caleb Williams, and then they drafted Rome Odunze, who I think is an excellent wide receiver. Not only that, but you throw in the addition of Keenan Allen, excellent receiver, excellent hands. He's a great veteran. Throw in a guy like Garrett Everett, another great tight end, veteran. Great with the hands, great with the ball. I think this is going to be another exciting game to watch. Bears defensively are changed defense. So we'll have to see if that offense can be right up there with the defense. On paper, they look like a clear winner to win this division along with the Packers and the Lions. So I see this being another great game. So then week 13, we host the Cardinals. All right. I say this is going to be a win. Cardinals, they had a all right draft. I mean, best guy I seen they took off the board was Marvin Harrison Jr. But I'm going to tell it like this. Bringing in one guy doesn't turn around your team, doesn't change your team automatically. You know, they still got Kyler Murray, can't see over his offensive line. The dude had some health issues. They lost Rondale Moore to Atlanta. Rondale Moore was an excellent receiver. I like Rondale Moore. Defensively, they're tore apart. So I look forward to the Vikings running wreck on the Cardinals. Could go either way. I mean, the Vikings could overlook them, and this could easily be a trap game. So that'll look. I look forward to that game. I look to putting a sword through a Cardinals dome. So in week 14, we got the Atlanta Falcons. Okay, this is one that I've checked on the calendar. You got hopefully Kirk Cousins is fully healthy. Cousins comes back to Minnesota to face his old team. This is going to be another fun one to watch. You know, Atlanta brought in Kirk Cousins. They drafted Michael Penix, who in my opinion is a great quarterback, who I wanted, but that's for another day. They got nice weapons for Kirk Cousins. They got Kyle Pitts. You got Drake London. You add in Rondale Moore. You got from the Cardinals. You add in another addition, Darnell Mooney. Mooney's still got to work on his hands, but I look forward to this being a nice game too. I always look forward to the AJ Terrell and the Justin Jefferson matchup. That's my favorite matchup. So that's going to be one to watch. Week 15, we host the Bears Monday Night Football. They come back to our house after last season. They won by 12 points. Didn't score a touchdown. That really pissed me off. This is going to be one that the Vikings should have axed on their calendar. I'm going to be the one to say it right now. If they come in here and do anything like they did last season, come in our house, tear us apart with just field goals, something or someone needs to have a talk to. Like, there's no way a team should just come in, nail 3 points down your throat back to back until the final down. Like, to me, that I didn't like it. I thought the coaching was horrible that game. I want the coaching to be on point. Otherwise, it's like, what are we doing here? So someone's going to have a talk to, or something is going to have to get done. If they come in here and they wreak havoc on us out of the gate, yeah, this is going to be one that's going to be exciting to watch. Like I said, Bears got better offensively. On paper, they're right up there with the Packers and the Lions at taking this division. But we're going to have to see it for ourselves. I'm not going to, be like, oh, well, they're good and I haven't seen them play yet. But yeah, that's going to be another interesting primetime game. It's on Monday. Week 16, we go out to Seattle, face the Seahawks. That's a young team. They're not really at a spot, to be looking at the playoffs with the Vikings also. Like I said before, I think we're good enough for 7 wins this year because, like I said, our quarterback is a question mark right now. It all depends on the coaching, all depends on the quarterback play. And I think the Seattle Seahawks are right there in that same position. They're a young team. They got playmakers. They got a defense. It's just coaching and quarterback play. That's going to be another great game to watch. So when we close out the season, Week 17, we face the Packers here at home. We host them. This is going to be another game that I want the Vikings to have X on their calendar. Packers came in here, wrecked shop. Dude, it wasn't even funny. They came in here and just pretty much, like the little kid, held our heads like this while we're just sitting there squirming around. I don't want to see a game like I did this last season here at home against the Packers. That was embarrassing. I look forward to this matchup as well. Then we close out Week 18 at the Lions. This is going to be another exciting game. I look forward to going in to Detroit, hopefully with a W. But it could go either way. So realistically, when I look at this schedule, okay, got us beating the Giants, got us beating the Niners. We lose at home to the Texans. I think we lose in Green Bay. We beat the Jets, going to the bye. Beat the Lions at home. Beat the Rams. Beat the Colts. Lose to the Jags. Beat the Titans. Lose to the Bears in Chicago. We beat the Cardinals. Lose to the Falcons. Beat the Bears. Lose to the Hawks. Lose to the Packers again. Packers could easily sweep us. And I say we're going to beat the Lions. So, 2, 3. I think, looking at the schedule, we could easily get 10 wins. I mean, I was sitting there saying 7 wins. I think, right now, looking at the schedule, you look at it, 7 wins, like the low, and I think, the ceiling is right there at 10. So 7 to 10 wins easily with this schedule. Like I said, it could go either way. Injuries, coaching, playmaking. But I like this schedule. You really don't have to go anywhere cold late in the season besides Seattle. Other than that, got the Cards indoors, got the Falcons indoors. We got the Packers indoors and the Lions indoors right there. And I think that the last remaining of our schedule, it gets better. Schedule gets better. What's up, Dennis? No, I'm not gonna say the Bears, but yeah, I really like the schedule. What do you guys think about this Viking schedule? Are you also a fan of this? You know, start off facing the Giants, and we end the close out the season against the Lions. Think that first game, nail in the coffin for the Giants. They're still in rebuild mode, and then close out the season against one of the toughest teams in the NFC, the Lions, right now. They were the former NFC North champ, so what better way to close out the season than face the former division champs? Are you happy with some of these players that Quesi's brought in, including the draft, and happy with the future, with what the future is looking in Minnesota? I'm going to come out and say I'm happy with how the future is looking here in Minnesota. I think the future is bright. One of the better sides of this was Brian Flores. His experience defensively had a nice presence on this free agency and also the draft. You bring in an undrafted guy who went undrafted, like Gabriel Murphy, who I think is one of the best undrafted free agents that we have signed. And I think this is going to be another Ivan Pace. Brian Flores' ability to turn undrafted free agents into stars. He was doing it with second, third string guys. I love it. You bring in a guy like Andrew Van Ginkel, guy who can get at the quarterback, a guy who can do some damage in a backfield. I like that also. Blake Cashman, another guy you got in your linebacker core who can be a tackle machine. Bring in a guy like Shaq Griffin, who I think can have a bounce back in his career. What better way than play with Brian Flores and get some of that confidence back. Then you throw in a guy like Jonathan Grenard. This dude, I think, was an excellent pickup. He's young. He's not that old. He's a beast. I think he's going to do well. I think he's going to shine well. And not only that, you bring in a guy like Aaron Jones. Vikings did well bringing him in. Shore up that running back position. Not only that, but you got guys like Ty Chandler and you guys like Dwayne McBride who can learn real well under Aaron Jones. And then you recently signed Robert Tonyan, who I think, in my opinion, is a great signing until Hawkinson comes back. You add some security to that position until he does come back. I like the way that the Vikings were going with bringing in these guys. The future is looking bright. Next year we're looking at 160 mil, 150, 160 mil tops. You got Justin Jefferson, who's probably going to get most of that money. Him and Darisaw, they're going to get their money. But overall, looking at this, we dropped all the big contracts, and in my opinion, instead of just going straight down to the cellar, I think we went down a couple slots, and I'd say by this season, next season, Vikings going to be right back up, rising again. I like this. I think the future is bright with this team. It's going to be fun watching this all unfold. I'm really excited with the future. I'm happy with how things are looking with the Vikings. I'm I'm gonna sit here. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm totally happy, with what the quarterback position played out with, but I'm willing to give JJ McCarthy a chance. He's a nice young kid. He brings a lot to the table. I love his leadership. I love some of the stuff that he said in his press conferences that shows me that he's willing to learn. He's he's willing to go out there and put in the work. I like that from him so far. He's had a good rookie mini camp. Not only that, you draft a guy like Dallas Turner, who I think is going to be excellent replacement for Danielle Hunter. That's going to be excellent to see too. That's going to be a excellent pairing. Him and Jonathan Greenard. I don't like the Sam Darnold move, but I mean he's going to be a bridge quarterback for a year. It's a 1-year prove it deal. If he can help us out for just 1 year, I'd say why not? If he does poorly, I hope we don't throw McCarthy in there. I'm hoping that give the kid Jordan Hall another shot. He's another young quarterback too. You know, you got to let these guys learn. Guys like Jordan Hall and JJ McCarthy, we're both really young. I'd say, something happens with Sam Darnold, you're going to have to throw in Nick Mullins, who, my opinion, he's bad, but I mean, he's not Joshua Dobbs. I got exposed bad, but he's bad. So I mean, he's not the shit that glows, but he's still shit. He'll be able to put up 400, 300 yards, no problem on the Lions. Not worried about that. But I love it. I love it so far. I think Quezzy's done an amazing job. Coach O'Connell's done an amazing job this offseason. And so has Brian Flores. So, realistically, like I said, I think this is going to be a 7-win to 10-win season. 10's the ceiling. 7's the cellar. Me personally, I'm saying 7 wins, but hey, you never know. Anything can happen. This is the NFL. One thing I did love about this NFL season, this off season, was the new kickoff rule, which I'm loving it. You're gonna see guys on the special teams get that limelight. You're gonna see a lot of. I think you're gonna see a lot of returns. I think that's gonna be fun. Last time I saw some great returns, you still had Devin Hester in the league. You still had Percy Harvin. Cordell Patterson was in his prime. I look forward to seeing the NFL get back to that. One thing I wasn't a fan of was the elimination of the hip drop tackle, which I didn't see a problem with it, but the league saw a problem with it, so they ended up changing it. I'm not a fan of it. So now players are going to have to adjust on how they handle bringing on the offensive opponent, which in my opinion is dumb. These players have learned this all through the years, how to tackle, how to play, how to go after offenses, and now you got to make them relearn something all over again. I think it's stupid, but hey, player safety, that ain't nothing to joke with. NFL's had a lot of issues with concussions. They've done a lot of work to fix that. Design better helmets for the players so the players aren't getting knocked around as much. That's one thing I think that, they've done a great job in. I think, but what I do think is the next step is they need to do something with the field. A lot of players are getting hurt on these turf fields. See, in my opinion, and I don't know how everybody else is going to take this, but football was designed to be on natural grass. Okay, when they started bringing teams into the indoor stadiums and throwing down natural turf, throwing down artificial turf, that's when football went downhill for me. I mean, growing up as a kid, we didn't have go outside and be like, oh, we're just gonna go up the street to the indoor place. We're gonna play some football. No, we went outside on the natural grass, and the best football in the NFL that's played is on natural grass. But a lot of the injuries are coming on these turf fields. MetLife's one of them. A lot of injuries on their fields. I think it's up to the NFL and Roger Goodell to change how their fields are managed. A lot of players have been coming out and saying that they need to get rid of the turf. Turf taking people out. You have to wear the right cleats or else you're not getting a good footing. So if you're not getting a good footing, say the cleats you wear are wrong for that type of surface, your cleats are getting stuck. So when you're sitting there trying to pull out and you get hit, you're likely to bend, twist, or break something. And I think another thing the NFL should have did, they should have, cracked down a lot harder on the targeting to the joints. From what I've been seeing, players are getting targeted in their joints, targeted in their knees, the ankles. A lot of players are getting seriously hurt from this type of stuff. And this ain't, the field. This is actual shoulder and helmet right to the joints. I watched a game last season. It was the Eagles and the Cowboys, and straight up on the replay, saw it, and they're bringing down Dallas Goedert. It looked clear as day that they're trying to break his arm. They're out there legitimately targeting joints. Targeting these things. So I think the NFL needs to do a better job officiating. That's another thing they need to do a better job with. The officiating's been horrible for a long time. I think that's another thing that Roger Goodell needs to shore up on, is that officiating. But other than that, the NFL's doing a great job. The Vikings are doing a great job of what they're doing. I look forward to having a great season. Vikings got a lot of tough games ahead of them. Some of them are division rivals. Got the Bears, who are looking really hot right now on paper. Packers are already hot, and the Lions are already hot. All four teams look excellent right now. I'm not taking anything away from my rivals. This is going to be great competition this year. I want the division to be on point like this. Makes for a fun, great season. Makes for a lot of trash talk, a lot of trolling. It's gonna be fun, and I don't like it. When like two teams are down here, two teams are up here, and it's just a roller coaster effect. No, I want all the teams up here evenly matched. It's gonna be a fun season, and got all these Homer fans out here now who are saying, "Oh, Lions are going to go 17-0, or the Lions are going to sweep the division." I'm not trying to hear that, dude. Okay? I don't know if you know this or not, but the Lions always get in this mode, okay? So since I've watched football, all right, the Lions always get to like a really good point, and then the fans and everybody they're all hyped. Oh, the Lions are this, Lions are that, and all of a sudden, go right back down the cellar. And every like 10 years, Lions get hit with the reality check. So all I gotta say to that is Lions better be on their P's and Q's, because you got the Bears coming up, got the Packers on the rise too, and you got the Vikings who are a dark horse. So I wouldn't look past the three teams that are on your schedule that are your rivals, right? Guys can be all glorious and high and mighty right now, but you guys need to calm it down with that, dude. Israel Solace. Kitty Cats have one good season and they think they're the Patriots of Tom Brady. I agree. It's funny listening to them sit here and talk a bunch of crap. Say they're gonna do this, say they're gonna do that. Look, dude, you had one great year. You've had great draft leading up to that one great year. I'm not taking that away from you. But dude, it was 1 year. Can you repeatedly do that? If you can repeatedly do that, I'll give you the much due respect. But it was one season, bro. You need to do that more than one season. Vikings, the Bears, Packers, we've been doing this for a long time. It's not just gonna be, one and then no. Packers have had a streak of winning the division. Sold the Bears, sold the Vikings. Have been back to back. The Lions, we haven't seen that. A former team that was in our division back when it was the Central was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they were more for real in this division than the old Kitty Cats, the old Strays and of Detroit. So I think Lion fans need to take a nice little step down to reality and embrace what you got right now. That's what I'm gonna say. You gotta embrace what you got right now. You got a hell of a team, hell of a coach. You got a hell of a roster. This is the first time in a long time I've seen the Lions this good. So I say, embrace this right now while you can. But let's not get over our heads and get over ourselves, okay? All the other teams in the division looking in are gonna, of course, they're gonna say to you, same old Lions. We haven't seen this before. This is new to us. Yes, it's new for you, and some of the older Lion fans have seen winning teams, but for us lately, this is brand new to us. Yeah, we like it, so we're gonna keep pushing the button, keep trash talking, but this is great. JR, I'm gonna agree with you 100% on that. I personally think the Packers are gonna take the division this year. I think the Lions take a step back. Dan Campbell gambles a lot with the final minutes of the game. I think that's gonna cost them this season. Me being real, I think that's gonna cost them this season. I think that Lions are gonna get a little too over them on themselves. And it's going to come down to the Packers and the Lions, and the Packers are going to get them. I think. I think the Bears and the Vikings will be fighting right for that 3 and 4 position, and possibly a final wild card spot. So it's going to be a fun season to watch this unfold. I'm excited. I know a lot of you guys are excited. But yeah, the Lion fans, man. Something with that Flint, Michigan water. I don't know what it is. A lot of guys out there tend to think that the Lions are this next gift to God, but like I said, it's my first time seeing this. You got a great team, you got a great coach. I need to see more of it, not just one good season. One good season is not enough for me. I need to see more of this. Also, I can say the same thing with my Vikings. We also can say the same thing with the Bears. Bears have historically last few years not have not been right where they should be, and that's really affected them. They went out, got a new GM. Lately, they dumped a lot of big contracts, went out, got new guys. So it's gonna be really interesting with these teams in the North, and I look forward to it. Depending on how the season plays out, does Coach Kevin O'Connell receive any pressure from above, as in Kwesi and the Wolves? So you think that depending on how the season plays out, say if the Vikings do have a bad season, does Coach O'Connell get a lot of pressure? Because you're gonna get what you give out. So if you're giving out poor play calling, poor plays, not really exciting offensive play, I think that very well could happen. I think that Kwesi and the Wolves could very well be down his throat and be like, "Look, dude, on paper we have a top 5 to top 15 offense if we have a great quarterback. Without the great quarterback, we're like top 16, top 20. You got Justin Jefferson, arguably one of the best players in the NFL. You got TJ Hawkinson, easily top 10. And you got nice young uh, Jordan Addison, and you got a nice run game right now. So there isn't any reason why Coach O'Connell doesn't have this offense figured out. Last season, there was a lot of problems. You had Kirk Cousins who went down. You had Justin Jefferson went down, and the play calling and the meshing of everything, it didn't look great, and that was ultimately our downfall. But out of all this, our defense really shined. Like I said, a lot of the young guys came through. You had a young undrafted free agent, Ivan Pace Jr., who came into his own, who's arguably one of the best young linebackers in this league right now, currently, who's coming back, having an excellent first season. You bring in a guy like Dallas Turner to add to that. You bring in another undrafted guy, Gabriel Murphy, to that. You add more things to this. It's going to be exciting for that defense. But in my opinion, defense is already where it should be because we got the right guy for the job. We got Brian Flores, who's done an amazing job since coming in here and taking over this defense. But all the pressure lies right now with Kevin O'Connell. If Kevin O'Connell has a great year, I would say it's expected for us to struggle, but if he can reach at least 7 to 8 wins, I think he'd be fine. But I think anything under than 7 will get him a talk to. But I also think, where we're ranked at offensively in each stat too. You know, if we're in the below like late 20s, like in the offensive ranks, rushing, passing, anything like that, I think, they're going to tell him like, "Hey, what's the problem here? We're winning games, but we're not looking great. You need to step up your coaching, or we're going to have to make some adjustments." But I look for O'Connell to bring the heat. He's an excellent offensive minded coach. So it's going to be really interesting to see what effect he has on JJ McCarthy and his development, so to speak. If he can blossom McCarthy well, I think we'll be fine. But if McCarthy develops and he becomes Mitchell Trubisky, we're going to have a problem here. And I think Vikings, will be in a lot of world of hurt if that happens. And I think O'Connell will get a lot of backlash, and so would Quezzy. I think if he doesn't transform into something, Vikings should be really out there on a limb pushing to get another quarterback, and I wouldn't be too happy with that. It's like you go out, you wasted this draft, you get a guy with the 10th pick, and he doesn't turn into something. I'd be really, really disappointed in that. I'd be kind of angry. I'd hope, at least he's decent, like decent enough to start. He's decent enough to where all he has to do is, manage a game. Manage a game. Use your weapons, use your run game. Like if he can manage the game, I think he'll be all right. Not only that, but I think, O'Connell's gonna have to be on top and on point too. So depending on how this season plays out, and if O'Connell does well or not, is gonna be the deal breaker for me for this offense. So like I said, if he does great, he can have any problems. But if he doesn't do great, you're gonna hear a lot of chatter amongst the Vikings organization. You're gonna see a lot of rumors out there too. You're also gonna see a lot of pissed off fans. So I know for a while there, I was a pissed off fan too. Anybody that knows me knows I don't like Kirk Cousins. So through that whole Kirk Cousins era, nope, didn't even care for dude. A lot of Viking fans defended that dude and acted like he was God. Fuck that dude. He only gave a fuck about his stats. And I'm glad that he's fucking gone. We don't have to throw out another 20, 30 million on top of what he's already got for us. Start off fresh at quarterback. Brings in a lot more money for next season. He got to waste it on a dude who gives a crap about his stats and not what about the team does and how far the team gets on a success standpoint. He's more worried about his personal success. It's not the type of player I want on this team. So I'm glad the adjustments of the Vikings have made. Like I said, offensively, bringing in a guy like Robert Tonyan, who I think is going to be an excellent piece until Hawk gets back. And then you add in a guy like Aaron Jones, I think it's going to be excellent for this run game. And then, defense got better. That's all I can tell you right there. Defense got better. Right? Soon as free agency hit in this offseason, Brian Flores is right there. Pen to paper. I want this guy, I want this guy, I want this guy. A lot of studs. And then drafting a stud like Dallas Turner. all I can say to that is look out Jared Goff. Dallas Turner's now got a high priced lunchable Jared Goff. He's got a nice snack, and Caleb Williams might have a little polish on him, maybe a 2-2. And when he faces Green Bay, he's gotta get that prime steak because he ain't no lunchable. What I seen out of that kid, he looks like a improved Rodgers. Looks better than Rodgers. But yeah, Vikings, their ceiling's 10 wins. I think their lowest of the lows is going to be 7 wins. And this division, it's going to come down to the Lions and the Packers. But it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. It's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. And as always, you can catch Skol Gang 365 every Saturday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now on the Huddle Sports streaming network on Roku. We're also on Fire TV now. Always on Facebook. Find us on YouTube. Tune in, like, follow, share. All the pages, part of the network. We love your support. We love everything you guys do. You guys contribute a lot. So without you guys, I'm just playing on me. So I'll see you later. I hope you guys enjoy your evening. Thanks for tuning in and watching this Vikings podcast. I look forward to seeing you again next Saturday as well at 9. You guys have a great night.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.